Shows that he got as high as like a 5,700, and then he dropped down a little bit, like 53 or something like. Then he quit.
Dude.
At a gar.
Oh. We're live on the live stream now, Rubeer. I'm gonna race the. Oh, don't tell me 5. It was 5 people and I got in, and now there's only 5. It's not gonna go official, and I didn't race the other one because this one was supposed to go official.
It's like the last race he did was Phoenix. He only had 2 incidents.
I might race this
in Talladega. He did some Talladega too. Looks like he wasn't doing much racing. He did some Talladega. He got a 25, a 2, a 2, a 24. He said, do this. Steven has on a B car 286 starts, 48 wins, 195 top 5, 57 poles. Think about that for a thing.
57 poles.
Yeah, 57 poles, 48 wins, 286 starts. That's all he has? No way. He's got more than that, surely.
That's a lot of poles.
No, 286 starts.
Oh.
He had 210. He had 210 starts last year and only 76 starts. 2 years ago, and only 76 starts last year.
Ready, green flag.
Last year, he only got 10 wins.
Slow down a little bit, please.
And the year before that, he had 38 wins. So I guess he might be hurt a little bit, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I got like 60 wins one year or something like that. And the next year, I got like 10.
But on his top 5, last year he had, well, yeah, he didn't do very good last year at all. He had more starts. He had more starts here. Out of 76 starts, he had 47 top 5. That's dang good. Over half top 5s.
That is pretty good.
At that year before that, 210.
I tell you what,
147.
These Pro 2 trucks are a lot harder to control than the Pro 4s. These jumpy trucks. Pro 2s are a lot harder to control.
You only gonna did it split? I mean, not split. Did it?
No, it's only got 5 people, but I'm only going to run it just for the fun of it to practice. It's only a 10-lap race.
Oh. Some road courses, that's a while.
No, not here. Maybe 15 minutes.
Starting a new run.
I want another pay raise. See about getting the government another pay raise for us, okay?
No, you don't want a pay raise, Robert.
Why not?
Because if you get a pay raise, that means there was a ton of inflation that happened. Because pay raises of Social Security are automatic. It's nothing that's voted. They get automatic. They can vote them a general pay raise, but you guys get cost of living raises every year, right? Like the raise you got this last year had nothing to do with Congress voting on it or nothing. It was an automatic cost of living raise built into Social Security because of inflation.
Well, I need another one like that again in now, next month.
Right. Well, that means that there's going to be more inflation. You don't want more. I mean, you don't act when you get a cost of living raise for inflation. You don't actually get a raise. They're just trying to keep up with the money you lost because of inflation.
I know they hadn't kept up enough. I need more.
I need to get my wife to buy less $26 lobster sandwiches.
$26?
Didn't you hear me talking about that earlier?
Yeah, is it one for one sandwich?
Yeah,
That's your
yeah.
fastest lap.
For two of them, one for me and her, we paid $52 yesterday for lunch.
You bought the whole family some?
No, that's what she wanted to do, and I said no way. But she didn't know how expensive they were till we got there. She'd have to be like $10 or something. I told her.
Tire data
I was
updated.
like,
What?
lobster
What?
sandwich is going to be pretty expensive.
You did go into Long John Silver's is high enough.
I know.
You know? And, well, I was mad once when I was still working. I went to Long John Silver for lunch,
Go.
and it took
Right side on
almost
the restart.
20 minutes
Close.
before I ever got my damn stuff. And I was like the only one in line. What the? In drive-through? What?
Yeah, well, they called these things lobster rolls. They weren't even as big as a sandwich. They were like a fancy hot dog bun is basically what they were.
Or like a hoagie.
Yeah, well, little like a hot dog bun.
Oh, well, hoagies aren't as big, just a little bit bigger than a hot dog bun.
No, it was like hot dog bun size.
Oh.
And
I went to Subway this last week, and I swear I think they cut their sandwiches down to 11 inches instead of 12.
oh, from Subway.
So yeah, so I looked at it. And said, it looks smaller. It looks smaller.
That's what she said.
Yeah, I turned on the light and surprised her.
You silly. Yeah, there's only 5 people, so it's not official, but all 5 of them stayed. Like everybody's wanting practice. It's hard to get 5. It's hard to get 5 people in one of these things a lot of times, let alone an official race.
I think my sister is not really a Democrat. I told her today, you're not a Democrat. You're more like a liberal.
Democrats are crazy.
Well, I said, you know what they did, and you know they had that little riot going on in Chicago, and the teenagers yesterday. Heard about that one, right?
You're
Try to
right.
be as best you can to
They
be
had
on
a
your
little
game here.
riot, teenagers yesterday in Chicago,
No,
and I think a couple of people got shot or killed. I'm not sure who got
That's
shot.
sad.
Or
That's sad.
And I said the mayor said they shouldn't be putting taking it out on the kids. They just hadn't really had no outlet. Something of that effect. My sister got livid. Hey, what? Doing riot is wrong. Riot is wrong. I said yes to that. I said.
And the left, they're all about riots and
I
destroying
go.
property and all
You're
kind of stuff.
You're sounding like more like a liberal than a Democrat, yeah. Which is
Green
fine.
flag.
Which is better. At least you can look at it and say, this is wrong. There's nothing wrong with the way we were brought up, how we, our thoughts and stuff was almost like everybody thought it. You be kind to people, treat people as you want to be treated, no stealing,
Sure.
But the kids, they don't play kick the can anymore. You play kick the can out there, someone will probably steal it.
I don't want anybody to steal my can.
Places,
It may just be a piece of junk tin can, but it's mine.
Yeah, but now the other people can't jump over, kick the can, and make you up for them some more. Yeah. AK-47 and then shoot at it.
They're gonna shoot my can out,
On the
Yes.
left side. Clear.
but it's my can.
Might even do like a Lucy with Charlie Brown. Before you get ready to kick it, someone kick it, they shoot the can. You fall on the butt.
I don't like that. My can.
When I was watching Charlie Brown, they weren't reruns.
Starting a new run.
Sit back, keep it
Yeah,
up.
Charlie Brown's old.
Yeah. Man from Uncle. That was one of my favorite shows too. Another one. Mannix, Man from Uncle. Get Smart. The Pretenders.
I've watched reruns of Get Smart.
Missed it by that much.
If they were in the back,
Where's
you were doing
Scotty?
really good for that.
I don't know where Scotty's at.
You're not recording, are you?
Huh?
You're
I'm
not
streaming.
recording.
Yeah.
Oh, you are streaming?
Yeah.
Take that back for what I said about my sister. I didn't say that at all.
What?
She's not a liberal. She's pure Democrat. Just in case someone else is listening. They might look for her and find her and start
Right side.
and the government start
Still
going
there.
after her.
You're clear. Right side, clear.
How come
That's
when
your
they say
fastest
Arkansas,
lap.
they think we're all backwards? What's the deal there? What's the deal there?
I don't know, Robert.
Arkansas got a bad reputation. So
Well, it's
for
just
being
Bill
Southern
Clinton and
state,
all those chicken farms.
chicken-
Ask Ross Perot, he'll tell you about Bill Clinton and chicken farms.
Oh yeah, nothing wrong with chicken
He'll,
farm.
he'll break out his whiteboard and his pointer and his
Ross Perot.
charts. Oh yeah, he'll tell you all about chicken farms in Arkansas.
That's a moneymaker.
He did back in the '92 presidential election and
Yeah,
'94.
that's a moneymaker. House will cost you about $100 and some $1,000.
What
Yeah.
will?
So chicken house.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're not cheap. So now you're on the loan for the bank for the $100 and some $1,000, and then you have a contract with a grower
Clear.
where you get your chickens, and then that's how you get paid. So many pennies a chicken. You got to pay. I think you got to pay for the feed and all that other stuff. I'm not sure exactly how that works.
Man, these Pro2 trucks only have 3 gears in them.
Well, it must be on the column, huh?
No, I don't think so. I think
We're
they
gonna
got
make
sequential. I think they got sequential shifters.
With the 3-speed on the column, what they're going to do, they're going to come up with a 3-speed on the column, and it's going to be for your steering wheel and your force feedback and stuff. Will have that wheel with the shifter in the middle, and you can decide what side you want to be on.
I
the
guess,
left or right.
but I really think these things have the sequential shifters on the floor, or not on the floor, but on the floor basically.
I drove a 4-speed on the column once.
I've never driven a car on the column except an automatic, and those were old automatics way back in the day.
Well, when I was growing up, that's what they were, automatic or 3-speed or something. They were mostly on the column.
Trying to think of the.
Only sports cars had it on the floor.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the cars that I had that had the gear shifter on the column, even if it was automatic. I mean, I never had a standard on the column. I mean, that's old school, Robert. That's really old.
Got a pickup truck.
Let's see. The automatics on the column that I had were when I was in 16. The very first car I ever drove or ever had was a 1983 Cutlass Supreme, and it was an automatic with the automatic shifter on the column.
Was that your woman catcher?
I don't know about that. I thought it was a piece of crap car, but
That's your fastest lap.
it didn't look like a sports car to me. It's a big boat, is what it looked like to me. But come to find out, they were a sporty car. I didn't know it.
Mine was a 63 Comet convertible. Then a 71 Pinto.
And then I had,
Then a 79 Datsun 210.
And then I had an Chevy
Beat you,
Blazer.
yeah.
Then I drove a Chevy S10 Blazer while I was in high school there in my senior year. And it was automatic, but I can't remember if it was on the column or not. If it was on the column or there in the console area. I guess you called the console area the floor or whatever.
That's the floorboard.
Yeah.
That's the floor.
Yeah.
You can't get any lower than that.
Right.
Guess you could,
but I
unless you
can't-
broke a handle.
But I can't remember if that S10 Blazer was on the column. Maybe it was on the column too. I can't remember. I think it was.
You get senile, Mike.
It was like a 1986 Chevy S10 Blazer or something.
Are you getting a 40-year-old?
No, it's just been so long. You realize how many years ago it was when I was 16?
I'm remembering back when I was that age, and that's further back than you.
Well, I remember the cars. I'm just trying to remember if the shifter was on the column or not. I don't know.
5 lap
I
average,
just knew
1
they were
minute,
automatics. I really didn't pay
26.814.
attention to where the shifter was at.
Blanco had a shifter.
Yeah, you know
too.
what? I think the S10 Blazer was on the column.
She had a Barracuda. It was push button on the console. Push button. Ooh, push button. That'd be weird.
That's pretty cool.
Server's gonna open up pretty soon. Need to talk to iRacing. I think they got their. Well, I understand why they do it. It should be different on Monday, but they probably have.
I think the first car I had that that had the shifter on in the console area, the floor, whatever you want to call it. I think was when I was in college. I had a Jeep Cherokee. When I was in college, and my parents owned it, but they let me drive it to college and back. It was, and then as soon as I got back from school, because I went out of town to school for like 1 year. It was like, some country road, like real twisty roads and stuff, and they wanted me to come home, and they didn't want me to drive. They wanted me to have 4-wheel drive and or whatever, in case the roads were bad. And so they let me. And then as soon as I stopped going to that school, moved back into town, they took that car right back, that Cherokee right back from me.
Oh, that's nice of them.
Yeah. What other cars did I have around that time in college? I had right before that, I had and this is what they ended up giving back to me was
Your parents back for the money for college?
Huh?
Did you borrow money from their parents, or their parents help you through college?
They helped me for a little bit until I went away to school, and as soon as I went away to school, they stopped paying, and I ran out of money in a year. I had about $6,000 in the bank, and I ran out of money in 1 year going away to school. And then when I ran out of money, I came back home, and they were done. They were done paying for college at that point. I ended up having to pay for the rest of it
They
myself.
said you left us. That's your fault now, right?
Yeah, that, and I changed majors and was going to have to start over again. And they were like, yeah, we're done.
We're done.
I thought I wanted to be a teacher. I was an elementary education major. Well, I didn't want to do elementary yet. I really would rather do high school something or other, like math or something. But I started as an education major and went halfway through the education program and decided that I didn't want to have anything to do with it. I like teaching, but I couldn't stand the public education system. I didn't want to be.
You made a better choice in going where you did because of money.
Yeah, I didn't want to be a public school teacher. There was no way. And then so I switched to IT, and I had to start almost completely over again.
Oh, that IT, that's the same thing as that espionage guy did.
I mean, like, there was a few classes, like, I already took college algebra. I think I had to take trig extra for the computer degree. And then my English 1 and 2, English composition 1 and 2, like, that transferred over. There was very few, then like my humanities electives, they transferred over to the new degree, but that was about it. And so I had to, but for all the computer classes, you had semester 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I had to start completely over. So I was in school for another 4 years. It took me 7 years to get a bachelor's degree because I switched majors.
Damn, Mike. Damn.
Yeah. That's
9
why my
more
parents were done. After about 3 years, I switched majors after like 3 years. And my parents were like, yeah, we're done paying. But I mean, I was going to a community college. Well, yeah, I was going to a local, small 4-year college. I mean, they call it a community college. They offered a lot of associate's degrees, but they also offered some bachelor's degrees too. But it was real cheap back in the day. It was like, back when I was going in the late 90s and early 2000s, it was like $1,500. It was like $1,200 to $1,500 a semester. It was about $1,200 when I started in '97. When I finished in 2004, it was about $1,500 a semester for tuition. So it wasn't much for college. And so
It is now.
right. They paid until I went away and then changed my major. It wasn't really.
How much is your daughter paying right now? Or she's still in college?
She's done.
Oh.
She paid nothing, zero, free. She got the state of Ohio paid for her college. 'Cause she did it in high school, remember?
Yeah.
So they allowed high school students to take college classes. So basically, it was, instead of the money going to the high school, they sent the money to the college for her subsidy for being a high school student. And she just took college classes full time. She ended up paying for like 1 or 2 classes the summer after she graduated high school to get her bachelor's degree because the state of Ohio only paid for like 120 credit hours total.
She 20 years old, 19 years old when she finished college?
She was 17 when she graduated college with a bachelor's degree.
Damn.
Yeah,
Get some guys were hooking up on that. God, come on, sugar mama.
I guess.
No.
But anyway,
Good race, guys. Good race, Mike.
Oh, I didn't mean to upset you.
no, somebody was saying something on the radio in my race. Anyway, yeah, anyway, they only paid for 120 hours of college. And once you get 120 hours of college, they force you to graduate high school. So she actually graduated high school a year early. And when she hit 120 hours, they stopped paying. So she had 2 classes left to go. And she had to get her bachelor's degree. And she paid for that out of her pocket, or she did, out of her college fund money that she never used. So she paid for the 2 classes the summer after over the summer when she was 17, right after she graduated high school, and that's when she got her bachelor's degree, like 2 months later after she graduated high school. Yeah, definitely not what I did. I was on the 7-year track, and I didn't come out a doctor or a lawyer. That was definitely a waste on my part, staying in school so long. But honestly, I think
10
I did
lap
pretty
average
good.
1 minute 26.751.
Checker flag, my man.
I think I did pretty good for myself.
Real good job.
I'm looking at this thing here for retirement. This is what I was going to do when I retire. I'm doing it.
I'm definitely making more money I would have made if I would have went into education. That's all I gotta say.
Oh, yeah, quite a bit more.
And I got to teach when I used to work at the college, the community college up the road. Not the same one I went to. That's in my town, but the one that's like 25 minutes up the road in Ohio that I worked at. That one, when I worked there, I actually got to teach as an adjunct faculty member. I taught technology classes like computer technology and different stuff.
You should walk in there with your wrestling outfit and say, "Kids, this is how it is."
Yeah, it was weird because I taught college, so I like that. I don't want to teach little kids. I like teaching the subjects that I like, but the only problem I had with it, the only part of it I didn't like was I taught evening classes right after I got off work. Because obviously they pay me for my regular job. They ain't gonna pay me double dip. I got to teach after after work. So, I'm teaching these classes in the evening. Well, lo and behold, about a third of my class was high school students. Maybe not a third, maybe a fourth, maybe a quarter of my class was high school students. They were taking evening classes for free, as part of that deal that my daughter did.
Top side of the garage here by Goodyear.
She did it as a full-time student, and they had 2 separate programs. They had one program for full-time students in one program where they paid like up to 2 classes a semester if you wanted to keep going to the high school and then take those in addition to in the evening. And about a quarter of my students at night were doing that, and it was rough, man, because you had different rules. Like, I don't know, like some of them just didn't do the homework. I don't know why they signed up, and their parents had to pay if they got less than a C. Their parents had to pay for the class, and the state wouldn't cover it. And some of these students were failing, and the parents would contact me, and I'm like, I can't talk to you about your kids' grades. And they're like, what do you mean they're minors? You know, I'm their parent. I'm like, but this is college, and I'm legally not allowed to discuss their grades with you, even if they're a minor. And they were like so mad because their kids wouldn't tell them what was going on, and then their kids would fail, and then they'd have to pay for the class. Bye.
Tire data updated.
Huh. Seems like you should be able to get a hold of the dean's list because they got failing students on the dean's list.
No, the dean's list is 3.5 or above GPA.
Oh, I was on the dean's list for failing, so don't tell me.
Oh my goodness. Robert.
What y'all doing?
Hey,
I just signed up for the practice for Talladega, Scotty.
Did you?
I want to close this stream. Guys, thanks for joining us. We did a little practice, chilling out here in the channel.
Stream? You on the stream?
Yeah. If you guys haven't done so yet, click that subscribe button. We appreciate it. Bell icon gets you notified anytime we go live. We're uploading new videos to the channel, and the description down below has some cool places you can get some free setups and a promo code for 10% off for being our viewer at Team Watson Racing and Maconi Setup Shop. Guys, appreciate you being with us. As always, we'll see you in the next one.